What's good, everybody? My name is Cole, and welcome back to Cole Sports. And today, I'm doing my final mock draft of the 2022 NFL draft season. As tomorrow is the NFL draft, I will be putting out my reaction to the Washington Commanders pick. I'll probably be putting out my reaction to what I think the top picks were, probably what the worst picks were from that first round. I might do that for the second and third round. Probably not for the later rounds, as I still don't know too much about them. Obviously, I'll learn about them and everything. But for the most part, that's what I will be doing, at least for round one, putting out my reaction to the Commanders draft pick, and then also my top picks and top picks from round one. And I mean, we'll see what happens after that, because this draft has been it's been crazy to follow. It's not been like any other draft that we've had in a little bit. But let's get into my final mock draft of this draft season. Let's go. So I've already done this mock draft, and I have it on my phone just so I can look back at it. I didn't want to take all this time thinking about what I'm going to do, so I have this mock draft right here. No trades at all, and I am very excited to get in to this mock draft. So let's go ahead and start with the number one overall pick. Obviously, this has been very interesting the last few days. I mean, some of the guys in the front office, have been saying Ike Kong, Trevon Walker, or Aiden Hutchinson. But if I'm not mistaken, Khan, I'm pretty sure, has wanted Aiden Hutchinson. I could be wrong on that. But as a Commander fan, I know dang well the owner has the last say. Well, he doesn't have the last say, but if he really wants to go for it, he can. We saw that in the 2019 year's draft. Obviously, didn't work out, but but the owner can really do his own thing if he really wanted to, obviously, because he's the owner. But I will be going Aiden Hutchinson with this pick. I just think he is right now the best edge in this draft class. I do believe Kayvon Thibodeaux and Trevon Walker could be the better player overall. I think Kayvon Thibodeaux will be the better player throughout his career. I think he has more potential and everything. Trevon Walker, I like him. I don't necessarily think he's a bust, but a number one, pick is just a little bit too much. I think he can be a great edge in this league. Just right now, I don't think he's a top 3 pick. So maybe that, I didn't say top 5, so maybe that might give away of what I will be doing later. Now, if this next pick, I will be giving the Lions Kayvon Thibodeaux. They'll be getting my number 2 edge in this draft. I won't be having them, take Trevon Walker, Ahmad Garner. They don't really need offensive tackles. They really don't need offensive linemen at all right now. But I think they really need that game changer. And I think, Dan Campbell's been talking about, they need that guy who's going to come in and he's going to really help out this team and kind of change the game for this franchise. And I think Kayvon Thibodeaux can be that. I think that would really help out that Lions defense. I think that defense is very young. And I think, excuse me, but I think they could also, that defense has a lot of potential. And I'm not saying it's going to be, the greatest defense ever or a great, one of the top 5 defenses in the league. I'm just saying, if they can keep some of that core right now, what they have now, obviously add pieces throughout in the next few years, I think that defense can be very, very good. And I don't know necessarily the direction that Dan Campbell wants to go, but I mean the type of Dan Campbell, the type of guy Dan Campbell is. It seems like he's kind of a defensive guy, even though he was a tight ends coach. But he wants to bite off kneecaps. So I mean that kind of sounds like a defensive guy, but who really knows at this point? But I think Kayvon Thibodeaux, I think, is the best pick right now, right there for the Lions. And with this pick, I do have the Texans selecting Evan Neal. Put him at right tackle on the other side of Larry Tunsil, who is selling that gas mask, photo for an NFT right now. So good for him. But no, I think Evan Neal is. I don't know if he's the best tackle in this class. I think it's really close with Icky and Charles Cross, but I will say he's the best right tackle in this class, okay? But I think the Texans do need some help. Whoever that quarterback's going to be, you need to protect him. If they will draft a quarterback with that 13th pick, if it's going to be Davis Mills, we will see. But right here, I do have the Texans selecting Evan Neal. What am I trying to say? Offensive tackle from Alabama. with this next pick, it will be taking Ahmad Garner to the Jets. Ahmad Sauce Garner. I'll probably be calling him Ahmad Garner. But I think he's the best cornerback in this draft class, in my opinion. It seems like that to a lot of GMs. And, there's a lot of rumors that he could be going top 5 in this draft. He could be going to the Texans. He could be going to the Jets. Possibly the Giants. I have no idea. I've heard some things that he could be going to the Seahawks, I think. So we will see at the end of the day what happens. But I think the Jets getting a cornerback is huge. They need help at cornerback. I do like their young, defensive core. Their secondary core isn't terrible. It's not the best, but I think getting Ahmad Garner would just absolutely bring it up to get that corner one. I like some of the other guys on there, on that secondary that can really be that corner 2, that slot guys. Some of the safeties are cool. Obviously, losing Marcus May is a huge deal, but I think now they're kind of in the rebuilding phase. Obviously they've been in for a while, but I think the rebuilding phase, it's not officially started because it officially started a few years ago, but it's kicking up. It really is kicking up gears here in this year. So the Giants' first pick, I have them taking Travon Walker. I think they could use an edge rusher, and I think they'll go Travon Walker here. I think I'm hoping it's not Kayvon Thibodeau in real life, but Travon Walker, a lot of GMs seem to be high on him. Some people think he's going to get number 1, number 2 overall. I just don't see that happening right now, but I could see him going in the top 5, and I will have the Giants taking him. They need some edge rushing. They need some help with that defensive line. You look at the Giants and also the Commanders defense. Last year, they really they really kind of fell off from that 2020 year where they were both fighting for that division win. But Travon Walker right here for this pick. And with this next pick, I do have the Carolina Panthers taking Ike Okongwu. I do like Ike a lot, man. He could be my number 1 tackle in this draft class. And Ike, obviously there's a lot of versatility with him. He could become guard at the end of the day. We'll see. So but at the same time, the Panthers really could use anything on offensive line. So if Ike doesn't work out on offensive tackle, I think you're going to get the best guard in this draft class, best interior lineman in this draft class. So it's not a terrible pick if he does end up being the guard, but at least you took the chance at him on offensive tackle, either left or right, really doesn't matter. But I think this is the right pick for the Panthers, and them getting Ike would be a great move. Now the Giants' 7th pick, 7th pick in the first round. I think I've heard some rumors that they could be looking to shop either this 5th or 7th pick, 7th overall pick. We'll see, but obviously no trades. But with this pick, I will have them take a receiver, as I do really think they need a number 1 receiver. I'll have them take Jameson Williams. If you guys didn't watch my top 5 receiver video, he's my number 2 receiver behind Chris Olave. I don't think GMs necessarily think Chris Olave is the number 1 receiver, but I think GMs think Jameson Williams is the number 1 receiver, or Garrett Wilson, or Drake London, etc., etc. But I think they need a number 1 receiver. I don't think Kenny Galladay is that anymore, unfortunately, because I was a big Kenny Galladay fan. Sterling Shepard, no. Kadarius Toney, no. They could be looking to trade him. We'll see what happens there. Sterling Shepard, I'm forgetting somebody, I know that. But they have a bunch of receiver 2s and 3s, and they need that receiver 1, and I think James Williams can be that guy. And so the New York Giants will be selecting James Williams, receiver from Alabama. Now, this next pick, the Falcons, I do have them taking edge rusher Jermaine Johnson. I think they need some help at edge. I could possibly also see them go receiver, especially with how bad their receiving core is without Calvin Ridley this next year. But Jermaine Johnson, they need some edge rushing help. They honestly need help anywhere. Arguably, this is the worst team in football going into next year, on paper and just in general. You got Marcus Mariota as quarterback. You got really no receivers because of, Calvin Ridley and everything like that. You lost a few receivers. Your running back, it's okay. Nothing great with Mike Davis. And, obviously you like Cordell Patterson. You obviously like, Cal Pitts. And then, the defense is okay. You're getting Casey Hayward, which was a good signing. I think he should have gone to a winning team, but, it is what it is. I like Deion Jones. I like Grady Jarrett. I like those players, but they're nothing great to where they don't, you got nothing, nobody else there that really helped them out. They're just kind of there. I mean, Deion Jones is, is solid linebacker, nothing great. He's not going to change the defense just by himself, but same thing with Grady Jarrett and all the other guys they got. Their safeties. I know they have Eric Harris and Richie Grant. Those aren't great safeties, okay? Heck, they could possibly go Kyle Hamilton here. But with the Seahawks pick now, I will be having them go off to tackle Charles Cross. They need some help at offensive tackle. Dwayne Brown, who I think said he wanted to be traded or something like that. But you could put Charles Cross at right tackle or left tackle, doesn't really matter. But Dwayne Brown is really old. He's 36, still a great offensive tackle in this league, but over time he will be, falling off that, age ledge, I guess I can call it like that. I have no idea. But he is getting older. He's obviously on the wrong side of 30. He is soon to be on the wrong side of 46 or 40. But we'll see what happens there. But I think you need that offensive tackle or that offensive line to really help out whoever that quarterback is. If it's going to be Drew Lock or possibly a quarterback who you could pick in the second round. So I do have Charles Cross going there, who arguably could be the number one offensive tackle in this draft. Who really knows? Because these offensive tackles are very, very good. And with this next pick, the Jets, I have the second receiver going off the board, and I will have them taking Garrett Wilson. They need some receiver help. I like Elijah Mitchell. Denzel Mims has been very, underwhelming. I thought he was going to be a very good receiver, but that hasn't really happened. I liked the signing of Corey Davis, but he's, not a receiver one. But I think getting Garrett Wilson, you can get, you got your receivers now. Garrett Wilson, receiver one, Elijah Mitchell, Garrett, receiver two. And then, you have Corey Davis at receiver three. Even though Corey Davis, in my opinion, isn't really a receiver three. I think he can be a receiver two. So, you got a really good, I think you get a solid receiving core getting Garrett Wilson, who arguably could be the number one receiver in this draft class, which in my rankings, I do have at number 4, just behind Treylon Burks. But overall, I do like Garrett Wilson, and I think the GMs like Garrett Wilson a lot too, and that's kind of why I took Jameson Williams, and Garrett Wilson before, I took my number 1 overall receiver in my rankings. But now with this Commanders pick, and this will be the first time they'll be picking as the Commanders, I do have them taking Kyle Hamilton. Now, as a fan, I do think they could be looking to trade back. Maybe the Packers could. The Saints, the Steelers, same Malik Willis. Like, this draft is still available. One of those two teams, like the Steelers or the Saints, could be looking to get their quarterback and move up. And I wouldn't be mad at trading down to those picks, again, if we get the right haul of picks back. But obviously no trade here. We will be selecting Kyle Hamilton. I think he's a type of prospect you really don't want to pass up on. I think he's still a great safety and a great player. I think still he's a top 5 type of player in this draft class, and I think getting him at 11 would be absolutely amazing. You pair him next to Cameron Crowe for the future, and that defense is looking even better, and I think that would be absolutely amazing for that Washington Commanders defense that took a little fall, fall off the ledge, the cliff a little bit last year. So, I think that'd be a great pick there for the Commanders. I could see him taking Drake London. They've been rumored to him. Derek Stingley, possibly at corner. Those are the 2 guys I've been seeing. I've heard they've been rumored to Matt Corral. I don't see him taking a quarterback in the first round, but I think they've been doing their due diligence to see maybe, heck, if one of those guys are available in the second round, they could be taking them. But, let's go to this Vikings pick. And with this Vikings pick, I'm pretty sure I do have them going at Derek Stingley, which I do. And they need some corner help. I like Patrick Peterson, but he's not getting any younger. I'm pretty sure their other cornerback is, I forgot his name. It's not, because they let go of one, and I forgot the other one. But, he's solid, but he's nothing special. You get Derek Stingley, who, could be cornerback 1 in this draft when everything is all said and done. And I think, getting your franchise cornerback would be huge for this defense. You got Harrison. You get a solid defense. Obviously, you get a pretty solid offense. I think if you can get a franchise quarterback, I think it'll be great there. And I think Derek Stingley, who, just fit this defense perfectly. They need cornerbacks. I like Patrick Peterson. Derek Stingley developing under Patrick Peterson for a year would be absolutely amazing for him in the team. So now with this next pick, I do have the Texans taking the first quarterback off the board, Malik Willis. I do have him falling to 13. There's a chance he does possibly go to Seahawks, the Falcons, maybe then if the Giants really feel like they should take a quarterback, they could, the Panthers, but I do have him falling at 13. Now the Texans feel like they got great protection. Go ahead and get your quarterback. You re-signed Brandon Cooks. I do like, oh my gosh, I forgot his name. The Texans receiver they drafted last year from Michigan. I'll probably pop a picture of him up on the screen because I cannot think of his name right now. Nico Collins, that's his name. I'm pretty sure that's his name. But I do like him a lot. But they do need some receiver help. But this is a very, heavy, deep receiving class to where I think they can get a receiver in the second round. Maybe they can sign somebody. We'll see. But I think that's the next move if they do draft Malik Willis. Now, Malik Willis, I think, is number one QB in this draft, mainly because of what he can do, with his talents. Obviously he's one of the faster quarterbacks, and not probably the fastest quarterback in this draft class, one of the more elusive quarterbacks. And I think teams really, look at that and they really take value to that compared to maybe a Carson Strong, guy who kind of stays in the pocket a little bit more, So I do have Malik Willis going right here to the Texans. Now, with this Ravens pick, I will have the Ravens selecting cornerback Trent McDuffie. They could use a cornerback, man. And I like Marcus Peters. I like Marlon Humphrey, but I think getting that next cornerback for the future, I think, would be solid because I don't know how long Marcus Peters is going to be there. We'll see what happens with Marlon Humphrey, which I think they may have signed a contract. I'm not too sure about that. My memory's lacking a little bit for me. But I think Trent McDuffie could be a very good cornerback. He is my cornerback 3 right now for in this draft class. So I think the Ravens getting him would be an absolute great pick. Now, if the Eagles' first pick in this first round, I do have them going receiver in Drake London. Kind of differentiates a little bit. I mean, they had Travis Fulgham a few years ago. Kind of doesn't remind me of necessarily Drake London, but a big body guy. You have Devontae Smith a little bit, more smaller, smaller frame and everything. Now you got a guy who's going to go up and get a lot of catches. And I think Jalen Hurts would absolutely really love that as a receiving option. So you got, Devontae Smith, you got Drake London, you got Goddard. You got a lot of other receivers, and now I think you got your receiver 1 and your receiver 2 right there for the Eagles, and I think that receiving court is looking better and better. Now, if the Saints pick who I think possibly could trade up, I have them going receiver, and I have them going my number 1 receiver in this draft class, Chris Olave. They need some help at receiving. I don't know what's happening with Michael Thomas, and other than that, I mean, I like some of their players, but they're nothing special. I mean, Marquise Galloway, honestly, I kind of forgot some of the other guys, but they're receiver 3s, they're receiver 4s. Michael Thomas is like the only receiver. He's receiver 1, but like, what's the injury looking like? I have no idea. We'll see, but in just general, they still need another receiver, and I think Chris Olave can be that guy that, if Michael Thomas isn't there, you can fill in, and even once Michael Thomas gets back, whoever that quarterback is, if it's Jameis Winston next year, and then for the future, I think Chris Olave can be that guy. So I do think Chris Olave has potential to be receiver 1 and really help out that Saints team. Now, with this next pick, I do have the Chargers selecting Jordan Davis, the big man at defensive line. He's just a mauler. I think Devontae White could genuinely be the better defensive tackle or, defensive lineman, but I think Jordan Davis is too great of a special player to just pass up on him. The Chargers need some run-stopping ability. You get Sebastian Joseph Day. I like him, but I think getting Jordan Davis would be also very helpful. I think Tillery is the guy. He's not that good. You need some help at defensive line, and Jordan Davis would absolutely help. Big mauler. I think maybe if he can lose a little bit of pounds. I think he pretty sure said that this is kind of the weight he wants to be at, which is cool. But again, it really depends on how much he's on and off the field, because we did see in that championship game in college, he was off the field pretty quickly. It was off the field, I think, before the end of the first drive, and I think that's a big thing we'll have to look at throughout his career, at least for this first year. So we'll see. Now, with this next pick, the Eagles, I do have them going quarterback, as they do need a cornerback, and that's going to be Kyer Long, who I think has gotten some mixed opinions. I've seen him kind of go up a little bit lately in maybe like the last month. I think he's the fourth cornerback in this draft class. I do really like him a lot. He was playing some great defense, I'm pretty sure, against Jameson Williams in Alabama. So I think he can be a great pick there. Eagles need cornerback. I like Darius Slay, obviously, but after that, there's not too many cornerbacks that you can really say that, is the number 2 cornerback and maybe can be your boundary corner. So I think they need to go cornerback right there. Now, this next pick, the Saints, I got them going Jordan Davis's teammate and Devontae Wyatt. I think they need some help at some defensive tackle. I think if Jordan Davis falls to this 19 pick, they could take him too, but the Chargers do take Jordan Davis. So the Saints take his teammate. I think they need some help interiorly on that defensive line. I think Devontae Wyatt could really help that out for the Saints. Now, this next pick, the Steelers, they could possibly trade up. They could possibly go quarterback here, but I do have them going edge rusher and George Karlaftis, which I think maybe has gotten a little disrespected, if we're being honest, for some reason. I think he's a lot better than, where he might get actually picked. I think he could be not top 10 pick, but he could be a top 15 pick. We'll see, and I think maybe he should be a top 10, 15 pick, maybe before Jermaine Johnson. I'm just saying. But I am a big fan of George Karlaftis from Greece, I think he is. I think he's Greek, if I'm not mistaken. But the Steelers need some edge rushers. I mean, get the other guy next to T.J. Watt. You traded Melvin Ingram. Really got nobody there. Get George Karlaftis. Now, with this next pick, I do have the Patriots going with, I think, the 5th quarterback taken in this draft. Wait, or is this... Yeah, the 5th cornerback, Andrew Booth Jr. They need some help at corner. I don't know why they let go of J.C. Jackson. Bill Belichick and that GM or that front office is cheap. I don't get it. That's why you lost Tom Brady. But you can't let go of J.C. Jackson like that. But you did, and now you're in this predicament where you got to draft a cornerback. I mean, you don't have to. I think if maybe if one of these receivers are on the board, you could look to draft them. But you're not some. I think you go cornerback here for the Patriots, and yeah. Now the Packers, no need to move up. I've heard some rumors that possibly they could be trading up. As a Commander fan, I've heard they possibly could be looking to trade up with the Commanders. So we'll see what that happens. Maybe it's some teams who are interested in trading down. So I do have them going receiver, as they do need. I got them going Treylon Burks. No need to move in this mock drafts, and they do get their guy. Or I wouldn't say their guy because I have no idea, but they do get, in my opinion, a top 5 receiver in this draft class at pick 22, and the top 3 receiver in this draft class, in my opinion. Treylon Burks is an absolute beast, and I think that could really help out Aaron Rodgers. You got Randall Cobb. I don't even know how long he's going to be there for, anymore. But you got Randall Cobb. You got, Alan Lazard. I think MVS is still there. I think they lost a few guys. But, you got some solid receivers. Nobody crazy. Obviously, with the loss of Devontae Adams. But I think Treylon Burks can not necessarily replace him, but he can fill a huge void in that receiving core. And, I think that's the right pick there. Now, with this next pick, I do have the Cardinals going Boye Mafe. Hopefully I said that right. Edge rusher from Minnesota. They need some edge help on that defense. I was possibly thinking corner, but I just don't think right now a corner should go here. One thing is, I do find a little... Roger McCreary, he's fallen a little bit. I think he could go top 10. Or not top 10, but in the first round. But Boye Mafe, I think he, great edge rusher from Minnesota. He's climbed up the draft boards, and I think he will go in the first round here to the Cardinals, who do need an edge rusher. Now, the Cowboys, they could go Zion Johnson. They could go Kenyon Green, but I do have them going Tyler Linderbaum. They do just need interior line in general. I think going Linderbaum is what they'll do here. I think they'll just look at the name and be like, yeah, Linderbaum. He was projected to go top 10 3 months ago or something like that. and they'll draft him. But rumors have been saying recently that they're looking to trade up, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, no trades. I do think Tyler Linderbaum will go here to the Cowboys, though. They need some help at interior line in Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, if you're not going to play him at center, I think you can play him at guard. Now, this next pick, I do have the Bills. Okay. I'm gonna have them go Breece Hall. I have Kenneth Walker on the mock draft, but I think realistically they'll go Breece Hall before they take Kenneth Walker. I thought Kenneth Walker is my number one running back in this draft, but I think they'll go Breece Hall before they go Kenneth Walker. And they need running back, and I think if any team's going to take a running back in the first round, it's going to be the Bills. They need some help at running backs. You look at you look at the games where it's like very cold, very snowy. Not very snowy, but it's just very cold versus the Patriots. They can really run the ball. I think Breece Hall can really help you in that situation, and maybe you get a win there for Breece Hall. Who really knows? Now, with this next pick, the Titans. I do have them going linebacker, first linebacker off the board in Devin Lloyd. I think they need some defensive help. I do like their defense, though. I think it's better than what some people say it is because they should have beat the Bengals in the playoffs, man. Their defense was doing everything for that offense, but Ryan Tannehill, I don't know what he was doing, but I think they can really upgrade at linebacker after losing some linebackers in the offseason, and I think the Titans would draft Devin Lloyd here. Now, with this next pick, I think the Bucs getting Kenyon Green, I think would be a great pick. Or, no, hold on. We're going to have him go Zion Johnson. We're switching up just a little bit on the fly. Zion Johnson, the Buccaneers need some interior lineman help. One of the offensive linemen left due to retirement. I don't know if it was because of Tom Brady or not, but, if they just fill this one position, their offensive line will be brand new. It's brand spanking new. And they'll be able to protect Tom Brady for as long as he needs. So, just fill that spot for the Buccaneers. And they really don't need too much other places to really fill. Maybe corner or secondary in general. Tight end, possibly. But, nowhere else. I don't see it. I don't see a need. I could see him taking a quarterback in the second or third round, possibly, but that's just me talking right now. Now, with this next pick, the Packers, I do have the Packers going the other linebacker, and the Kobe Dean. Get that linebacker one for you. I do like Chris Barnes. I do like, I forget the other linebacker's name. Dang it, but I do like the linebackers there, but I think Kobe Dean can be that the linebacker one, and I think that'd be pretty solid for the Packers. Now, with this next pick, the Chiefs, I'll say right here, we'll have them go Jahan Dotson, and then we'll have them go Roger McCreary. Jahan Dotson, they need a receiver. I think he can be. I think he's my number 6 on the board in receiver rankings. So he's just outside of the top 5. They do need some receiver help. Obviously, losing Tyreek Hill, and after that, they really, they also lost Byron Pringle and I think somebody else. So they need some help. They got Juju, but he's not a receiver one. I don't think Jahan Dotson's a receiver one, but I think getting Jahan Dotson wouldn't help or wouldn't harm their Chiefs right now. Maybe they could go ahead and possibly get Debo if he's going to be traded. Then I think they need some help at cornerback. I think Roger McCreary could be the best next best corner in the draft. So I think that is the pick there for the Chiefs. Now the Bengals, I will have them go Kenyon Green in this mock. I basically flipped Zion and Kenyon Green. I like both of them. I'll have Zion now go to the Buccaneers, and the Bengals get Kenyon Green. So they need some help at interior offensive line. Complete that offensive line for Joe Burrow. And Joe Mixon. I don't know what else to say. That's a great offensive line you have there. And this last pick, well, why not? Let's go quarterback. Kenny Pickett. The Lions do obviously need a quarterback, and I'll have them go Kenny Pickett. You're indoors. I think if you're indoors, Kenny Pickett can be a pretty solid quarterback. So yeah, I feel comfortable with that pick for the Lions. They may not go Kenny Pickett, but Kenny Pickett I think is my third quarterback in the draft, just behind Sam Howell. But I don't think that's a bad pick for the Lions. So this is my final mock draft in this entire thing. So hope you guys enjoyed, man, and I cannot wait to talk about this draft when it's all said and done. But I don't want it to be over because draft is fun. Draft is fun. So yeah, I might have a Washington 7-round mock draft up either on my TikTok or this YouTube channel. So go ahead, follow the TikTok if you haven't, and obviously subscribe here if you haven't. And I cannot wait to talk about the draft and talk about the future of the next season. So hey, this is where some franchises are made. So if you guys like this video, like the mock draft, if you disagree with some of these picks, go ahead, comment it down below. Just make it civil. I mean, that's all, we like to have a discussion. We can disagree, that's fine. That's the whole point of being a human. Not really, but you get what I'm trying to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Subscribe.